tuned in to the Bad Apple Podcast with your host, Bad Apple.
Dude, I can suck the rust off a bumper.
And producer extraordinaire, 45.
Hey, you got Bad Apple and the producer extraordinaire, 40-fine. Greetings and salutations, hyphen. Are you going to cough up a lung? You going to die on me over here?
Yeah, I got another one. It's all right.
You got COVID? You got the vid?
No.
Better not, because we have company tonight. And he's going to test for the vid every 4 days. You know that, right?
I didn't know that, no.
Well, you going to introduce our company? Because you introduce company. Or do you want me to do it? Because you're playing on your phone. Because your phone's more important today.
I had to shut something down. So.
Oh, yeah, shut it down. Smart now. Put the phone away. Pay attention to me. I'm more important.
I'm going to call him Willie's. That's what I'm calling him.
I cannot call him Willie's because he's my brother. And that just sounds so inappropriate. So I'm just going to call him Big Bro. You can call him Willie's all day long. I know it's
not
a
a penis. It's a car.
Oh, don't talk about my brother's penis.
I hate his penis.
I'll talk about my penis.
I hate his penis at the restaurant.
Yeah, he liked my pickle.
Oh my god. There'll be no penis talking.
It was a juicy pickle.
That was salty.
I didn't even have any juice on my buns.
You know, that's bad. That wasn't a very juicy pickle.
Neither was the burger, but that's
No. I couldn't understand how a medium rare burger was not juicy.
It was dry.
How do you do that?
Too high a heat.
Yeah, lame cook or whatever. Or
I'm like-
too busy of a restaurant. The burger stayed on there too long.
And like, my burger is medium rare-ish. But-
Yours was ish. Mine was medium.
Yeah. But it was... How do you dry out a medium?
I didn't even finish mine.
I know. I had to take mine off the bun.
I enjoy eating too, and I didn't even finish it.
I know, I was shocked. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I'll pass up on that.
I ate everything.
You eat anything. You eat hummus.
Yeah, hummus is good.
He eats anything. This dude eats Spam.
I like Spam.
Spam has like jelly cum on it.
It's not jelly cum.
Yeah, it's got a load on it.
It does. When you have to scrape jelly cum off of something to eat it.
It's not jelly cum.
It's like fat.
You put it in the refrigerator. You get it cold.
Oh, you eat cold jelly cum.
There's no jelly cum on it.
What is that then? Because it's jelly cum.
It's a preservative that they put in the can.
Oh, you're preservative jelly cum.
Listen, Hawaii worships the stuff.
Oh, you're not Don Ho.
Hey, we're not swallowing that when we go to Hawaii.
I'm not eating Spam in Hawaii.
Oh, they put Spam and pineapple together, and I just put it on wheat bread.
You got issues because anything that you have to scrape the jelly cum off of, I'm not eating.
Listen, with the stuff that I saw our parents eat growing up, a Spam sandwich isn't such a bad thing.
Dad loved fried Spam. Yeah, we had Princess on here on a podcast, and Princess totally stuck up for Mom.
I know. Well,
she's like, that's the way Dad wants.
Do you expect anything less than Princess sticking up for Mom?
No.
I'm not picking on Mom. Mom cooked it the way Dad wanted it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and I'm not
and
picking
I'm like,
on it.
I don't know.
But you know what?
Mom likes to overcook her food.
When you don't taste roast beef, you taste whatever seasonings that were placed on it back then. That might have been salt and
pepper.
Could have been pepper.
Maybe. Because there was no garlic in our house.
No garlic, no onion, salt.
There was no garlic in
onions.
Our house.
Unless Mom made liver and onions, then you got the. Oh my goodness. That shit would sit on my plate till it was cold, and it would got even worse. Like noodles. I can't stand friggin' noodles. She'd make noodles and block this half a pound of butter on the top of it. And while the noodles were hot...
Because they wouldn't melt. The butter wouldn't melt.
Only when the noodles were hot. The noodles were hot, the stuff would, melt down through, and you'd get a scoop of them in a coagulated mess in your ladle or serving spoon, and you put it on your plate, and it's a mound. It's not separated. It's
buttered egg noodles.
Cold. stiffened butter egg noodles, and I had to gag the things down. I'll tell you this. Since I've been out of that house and I got married in 1987...
I remember your wedding. Well,
oh my God, I've got a story about my wedding. I have not had buttered egg noodles on any plate that's ever been served from 1987 on in my house. It's never going to happen.
So your kids have never been introduced
subject
to egg noodles.
I'll use egg noodles in making a spaghetti or some
You
sort
put
of...
egg noodles in your spaghetti?
Yeah, I'll put noodles in there or whatever.
Did you not grow up with an Italian grandfather like I did?
Well, my mother-in-law was full Italian, and she wasn't a very big... she hated the fact that I do that.
Yeah, I could see her doing that.
She taught me how to make pasta
Yeah.
from scratch.
Yep.
But I never invested in a pasta press, rolling stuff out. I didn't do that. She taught me how to make sauce.
Yep.
Her sauce to me was just a little bit too tangy.
I don't like sweet sauce.
So I've changed her recipe, and before she, God bless her, but before she passed away, I made her a lasagna. Now, I'm not Italian. She told me, she finished her piece of lasagna, she said, she came out, she says, I hate to even say this, but that was better than mine. And
she
I
was just
shocked.
being nice.
No,
because that's her. She was just the nicest, sweet.
I took that to heart.
This woman, I loved his mother-in-law. She was seriously one of the nicest, kindest people. She never had a mean word to say to about anybody. And I'd come in and she'd be like, "Oh, you look so nice." No matter what I was wearing, no matter what I was doing, it's so nice to see you.
She was.
I haven't seen you in so long. It's such a pleasure.
Great woman.
Oh, your children are so beautiful. Oh, she was just like the niceties oozed out of this woman, and they were sincere. She wasn't fake. She was just. She couldn't match her clothes for shit, but she was the nicest. Her and her hat, her winter hat.
That winter hat was absolutely the best thing in the world.
Yeah, but it just was her.
It was her, and she'd wear that big parka when she went out. And
she was just the
she
sweetest
wouldn't
woman.
miss church. It didn't matter how hard it was snowing. She had to go to mass. She has to go to mass. So,
but when he got married, now this is one of my favorite stories.
Full
about
mass.
Her wedding, his wedding with Kaki. Now he's going to tell you a different story. I'm going to tell you this story.
I'll tell you the truth.
No, this is funny. My mom, when they got married, decided it's going to be a prime opportunity to get drunk.
At 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. in the morning. She decided, I'm going to start drinking 20-ounce glasses of straight vodka at 10 in the morning. And she did. So my mom's not much of a drinker. But she was pretty roasty by the time your 4 o'clock mass rolled around.
It was 3.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Yep.
And they had beautiful orchids.
Oh, she had the most beautiful flower
orchid corsages.
Yep.
And his mother-in-law had one, and my mom had one, and they were beautiful. And they put it on her, and Mom walks down the aisle, and my mom's like the bride in the Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles. My mom's talking to people as she's coming down the aisle.
I'm watching her, and she's talking to everybody. Hey, thanks for coming.
Nice
hey,
to see you. Oh, you look lovely. And my mom's hammered. She gets down the aisle. Now it's full mass.
You don't mind if I do this, right?
No, he's doing a shot. Just FYI, he's doing a shot. So she gets, the mass starts. Now, we're not Catholic. So my sister and I, who are in these beautiful hoop skirt dresses.
Those hoops were crazy.
Hoop skirt dresses. I fell asleep because we're not used to Catholic masses.
And he went off on this weird tangent.
I don't know.
He was rambling on.
What killed me was the Mohawk on Jesus Christ on the cross. It
wasn't a Mohawk.
He had a Mohawk.
It looked like a Mohawk, but it wasn't.
Jesus Christ had a Mohawk. I was like 15 years old.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, 15. Jesus Christ had a Mohawk. I fell asleep because he's just rambling. And I
know, I kept looking at Cocky, like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, so we go through this, and we get to the reception, and we're taking pictures. And his lovely mother-in-law, such a wonderful woman.
Fresh as a daisy.
Her corsage is stiff and just looks like it was just fresh right out of the cooler, and it's all perk and pretty and just beautiful orchid. And then there's my mom's that looks like it's been through hell and back, and it's droopy and dragging,
wilted
because she's been breathing vodka breath on it all day. So he got this beautiful orchid that's now like, I'm dead.
And she said to my mother-in-law, why is your flowers so nice and mine is so bad?
So when I got married, she said,
we can't go to your wedding yet.
No, wait. She says to me, do not put a corsage on me.
That's right.
So when we went to the florist is like, oh, I can put a nice one on your purse. And that's what happened. Mom's corsage was on her purse. Yep. She's like, I don't want a corsage on me because I don't want to ruin it.
I'll tell you, I think the best story from my wedding is I was with all the groomsmen getting our pictures taken, and I don't know if it was Princess or someone.
It might have been Toad.
Yeah, no, I think it was Princess because Toad was with you.
Toad encourages me.
Well, that's where I'm going. Someone came and said, Apple's in trouble and needs you, like, right away. I said, what kind of trouble's Apple in? Well, you have to come over and find out. Well, seeing Cocky's best friend,
Toad,
had been feeding 15-year-old Apple. I don't know if they were Cosmos or what were they?
Nope, it was Fuzzy Navels.
Fuzzy Navels, one after another, and
I was seeing
she's blitzed, sitting over in the corner, all upset. And I said, "What's the problem?" And she handed me her shoe. And she had broken the heel off. Before we got to march through the reception, where they introduce you, blah, she's junk with a broken shoe. How do you fix that? So I thought for about 30 seconds. I said, give me your other shoe. She's looking at me, takes off her other shoe, and I snapped that heel off too. I said, now you have flats, kid. Off we went. So Apple's walking in about 4 inches shorter than she was at the wedding.
Yep.
Because she had.
But it was more appropriate because I was stuck with the little brother.
Oh yeah,
Cocky's little brother, who was like 10.
He was 10, but he was a cute little kid.
I wish everybody could see my face right now.
We had a woman do the worm across the floor.
Oh my god! And her dress was all the way up to her boobs.
Over her head. The dress was over her head, and the top of her skirt. I don't know how to
she had a
describe.
slip on.
Yeah, that was up to her boobs, and she was doing the worm across the floor.
Yeah.
What wedding do you go to and have something like that happen?
It was crazy. Someone forgot your keys.
I forgot my keys.
And Princess had to go all the way back home and get them.
Yes, Princess did.
Princess went all the way home and got them.
Yeah.
And then Chevelle wrote on the inside of your gas cap, the wedding date, just married. Do you remember that?
Yes, so every time we got gas, the person would say, congratulations on your wedding. And we wouldn't know why. How did he know? Chevelle, one of my friends I've known since like 1983.
Thought it'd be funny.
Thought it would be funny. I got some stuff to talk about Chevelle.
I had the biggest crush on Chevelle.
He's a good-looking guy.
Until I didn't.
He, 6'3.5". He's a tall dude.
Oh, he's a long drink of water.
Yeah.
But it was funny because one day I got seriously drunk at your house. Wow, why is it every story I tell with you I was drunk?
I probably have a bad...
You're a bad influence.
Yeah, it could be.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. Every story we tell, I've been drinking.
Yeah, well, you had to drink to deal with me.
No, you're my favorite of my
You
brothers.
had to drink to deal... No, I'm not even going to go there. We had a good time. You drank a lot that I didn't know about. I'd be out working on the car with Dirtbag, another friend of mine, and I'd put my beer down, and you'd be holding the light or spraying mosquito repellent on us, and I'd reach for my beer.
Could I be stealing your
Molson Golden, right?
Yep, I'd be stealing them.
And I didn't finish.
And I was like 10 and 11.
Did I finish this? And Dirtbag would go, I don't know, I wasn't watching. Crack me another one. I'd be drinking that and put it down to go do something else. There's Apple sitting on the porch swinging her feet with this big-ass smile on her face. I might not be the brightest bulb in the circuit, but my light isn't out. I figured it out. I was like, holy crap, my 10-year-old sister is drinking my beers. There it sat.
Vegas couldn't be, choosers, and Molson Golden it was. But you were talking about going and racing.
Right.
I remember when you used to take me, and I would ride on a milk crate, because you didn't have a seat for me.
There was no back seat. It was all roll bar. It was a wagon, so...
I would ride on a milk crate.
I'd stick a milk crate in there, and you'd sit on the milk crate. You'd put your feet against the front seat's anchor points, and you'd hold on to the roll cage that came down on either side of you. And we'd go out raising hell.
Yeah, and then when we would get to the quarter mile where you'd race, well, before we get there, we would go to the Burger King.
You had to go to Burger King first. You make a pass through there to see...
Who's that?
What cars are there, what cars you're going to try to think you might be able to outrun. And then...
But then you'd switch to slicks.
Well, not the first couple of times I went. I did some racing, and I didn't lose. And the kid that I raced, it was a 70 Nova, had a 4-speed, had some gears in the back for acceleration, nitrous on a small block, and the light turned green, and I was across the intersection shifting to second before he moved. And I just totally annihilated him. And we came back, and one of the guys yelled out, "What's the matter? You run out of nitrous?" And the kid goes, "No, I spun off the line." And he looked at me and goes, "Next week, I'm coming on slicks." Okay. Tell you what, I'll come back next week with slicks, and I'll set secondaries on my carburetors because for gas mileage, because it got like 4 miles on a gallon.
Oh, it went great from gas station to gas station.
Right. I disconnected the secondary so the 4 barrels wouldn't open up.
Right.
So when I told him I was going to hook up my 4 barrels, he was kind of shocked. But that race, I showed up. I had a pit crew. We were taking the street tires off. We were putting the slicks on, and I was bolting up wheelie bars underneath it. And we were at a mall. There's a mall there, and we raced behind the mall. And the exit to the mall, there's a set of lights, and the on-ramp to one of the main... Route 24 is exactly a quarter mile, and you'd race up and over Route 24. The quarter mile was over right at that on-ramp. So we're in the parking lot. I'm underneath the car. I got my pit crew, Chevelle's there, and we're taking the tires off, and all of a sudden, I couldn't see. The light was so bright under the car. So what the hell? I look out, and I see riding breeches.
You see a statey.
In leather boots, and it was a state cop. And he says, "Nice night for a drag race." And I crawled out from underneath the car. I said, "Well, it was." And he says, "Those tires don't have much tread on them." I said, "Oh, that's actually why we're changing them." We started taking the slicks back off and putting the street tires back on. And he says, "I suggest you go home." He says, "Well, we're kind of hungry. We're just going to go to Burger King." I suggest you go home. So we were fooling around. Didn't go right home, and then the cops came. I said, "I'm not going to get busted for anything." So out the back way of the mall, I went down a couple of back roads. Now my Vega was just primer black.
Right.
It had chrome bumpers on it, but, it was primer. It was getting ready for paint. And I'm boogieing in and out of these side streets. And I'm going down the street, and there's a house, all black. It's all black. And a long driveway down to a garage. And I pull in there, right down the end of the driveway, shut the lights off, and I lay down on the seat. I can hear sirens going on and on. And siren goes by the house. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. All of a sudden I get on the window with the butt end of a flashlight. I look up and there's Mr. Stady.
He found you.
And I sat up and I rolled down the window and he said, first rule about running from the police, when you stop, you take your foot off the brake pedal.
Idiot.
I was so friggin' dumb. I'm down this pitch black driveway with my foot on the brake.
Why? Dumbass.
Because I was running, not thinking. But you know what? He just said, take this thing home. Take this piece of shit home. I don't want to see you over here again. Well, I went there. I raced the next weekend anyway. But
Right.
But it was funny.
It was always a take this home. We don't want to see you again.
Back then.
When I got pulled over in the Charger, that's what I got. You go right home.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no problem.
That won't happen today.
No.
Today they'll impound you.
But I got told I had white privilege because of that. Because I got away with it. I said, no, I had ass and tit privilege. That's what I had. I didn't have white privilege.
Yeah.
I had the fact
I
that
couldn't unbutton my shirt.
I had the fact that my tits were hanging out.
You want to look at my dick or whatever? I was like,
My tits were hanging out. I have a nice ass. I'm bent over my hood of my car. I'm like, that's what I had. I'm like,
I've had some troubles with having different cars on the street, and I've got a 4-page ticket in Weymouth, and the cop wasn't very happy with me.
My favorite is when you had the muck truck.
My muck truck.
And you got pulled over in Hingham, and Kyle sat on one side and you sat on the other when they were measuring you.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't be over a certain height in Hingham.
They had a combination of the distance between the center lines of the tire, width-wise, and then lengthwise from hub to hub, and they had some sort of math going on that would give you the total height that you could have it to the door. Whatever they were doing, it was all made up. It didn't matter. You were going to get a ticket if you had a lifted truck. I had a lifted truck. But the best part about it was about 80 degrees out and pouring. And this cop pulled me over, and he said, I'm giving you a ticket for altered height. I said, how do you know it's too tall? You didn't measure it. It's pouring out. So I made him measure the truck. He got his tape measure out, and he sticks it in the tread on one tire, and he comes by, and he does it all the math, and he's doing it, and it's raining. So he says, oh, you're like 6 inches too tall. Well, the truck had 11 inches of lift and 36-inch tires, and it was a tall Toyota.
I remember.
And so he gives me the ticket, and I elbow my brother. I said, watch what happens when he gets in his car. Pouring rain, 80 degrees out. He's soaking wet. He gets in the car, shuts the door, and all his windows instantly fogged up. Boom! Put on my directional, pulled out. He's sitting on the side of the road waiting for his windows to defrost. It's like, see you later, buddy. That Mark truck was fun.
Yeah, I had fun in that. You used to let me drive it to school.
Yeah, I would pick you up in the morning and let you drive to school in that.
Yeah, and I looked
Learning
so cool.
how to drive a stick.
Yep. I looked so cool climbing out of that thing, all 5'6" of me, climbing out of this big ass truck.
Big truck, and all these kids were looking at you like,
what the hell are you doing?
What's up with that?
Well, and then senior year, showing up in the Charger was always fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it was always cool when I'd pull up in the truck and they're like, what's going on?
Yep.
I'm like, here's my brother. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along.
I chased a canoe down the river in that truck.
Yeah, well, it was always fun when you go, hey, go lock the hubs.
Yeah.
And then we're going to wash the truck. I knew we were going river riding.
Well,
But you had the best river story with the canoe.
Well, we had gone mudding, and the best way to clean the truck was the undercarriage without spending a bunch of money at the car wash. Was there was this little sand pit that we would go to that had a nice, healthy river running through it. So we'd pull down, sit in that river for 35, 40 seconds, let the water rush all the loose crap away, and we'd pull out. And the next I would do it. But we had a line of about like 7 trucks, and what we didn't notice is there was this guy by himself in a canoe, and he's trying to cross where we kept coming in. So the water's pushing him, and he's pedaling backwards in his canoe to like stay idle, stay there,
And stay away from you guys.
stay away from you. So I was the last one. I started to go in, and he he paddled as hard as he could. And he kind of got in front of me, flipped me the bird, said some stuff. This is not today. We're not going to let this. Normally, you just drive straight out and up the other bank. This time, I took a right, and
I took a right.
I chased this canoe down the river, and I had water cresting over the top of my hood. Now, the thing was tall, and I just chased him a little too far, actually, because I got down to where I started. I'd never gone down that river. It's all woods on either side.
Right.
I said, oh, wait a minute. I can't back up. I'll be forcing water down my tailpipe. That's not good. I couldn't claw my way off the sides, off the bank. There was no bank. It was straight up and down. Right. So I had to progress a little bit further down this river and make the story real short. I eventually found a place to crawled out the left side of the river, and then I had to pick a path between trees and stumps and fallen debris to get back to the path that we were originally on the trail.
So was it worth it, though?
Oh, yeah, his face, he's paddling his ass off, and he keeps looking back, and I got the high beams on, I got all my off-road lights on. He was panicking.
Yeah, because you had all the red lights above. What are those called?
KC highlighters.
I remember the KC because they had the little covers on them.
Yeah, little happy face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I was chasing him down the river. And he didn't expect that. Water was right up to my windowsills. It was awesome. We had a great day.
Yeah.
That truck was a lot of fun.
That truck was a lot of fun. I used to have fun in it. But you used to bring me everywhere. Like, you brought me everywhere.
You were my little sister. You were cool. You know, some people had sisters that were a pain in the ass, and I didn't mind having you around. You knew your stuff because you hung around with all my friends. We'd be wrenching, and they'd pull up, and Dirtbag, very good friend of mine, builds race cars today. Some of the fastest cars in New England come out of his shop.
I know, he's amazing. And I love Dirtbag.
Yeah, he parks his Challenger.
I always loved him the most because he had Mopars.
Mopar, yeah, he had a 512 Mopar way back in 80. I don't know, was it 90? And it was unheard of. But he'd park it back then to have the 340 motor in it. Yep. You'd go over there, you'd fire it up, it had a 4-speed in it, and you're 10 years old. Yeah. He couldn't believe it. You open the hood. Oh, why do you have an Edelbrock on here and not this? And
why do you have? You should have a carburetor because Mopar's a Carter. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? He's
shrugging his shoulders like, where'd this chick come from?
I'm like, Mopar does Carter.
Hey, Apple, stand in front of my car with the camera, and I'm going to do a 3-gear burnout at about 7,800 RPM, 10 feet in front of you.
Okay.
Okay. And she sat there and took picture after picture after picture. And
yeah, I love the picture. If you look at them, the first one, there's just a little smoke. The second one, you can't see the back end of the car. The third one, you can't see the car. Fourth one, you can't see the house. You can't see the car. You can't see anything.
Yeah, it was like low cloud coverage.
It was awesome, and it traveled all the way across the intersection.
We stopped Route 18. Came to a stop because no one could look through the intersection due to the smoke that
it was a great smoke show.
In our driveway.
It was a great smoke show. It was awesome.
It was fun.
It was awesome. Mom and Dad weren't happy.
Yeah, I carried that on from teaching you.
And you taught your girls.
I taught my girls, and I've got the funniest thing happened when my oldest daughter went to kindergarten, and they're teaching them the alphabet, and they're teaching them to count, and they're teaching them the colors, and all these things. And eventually... With Feather, yeah. Eventually we had a parent-teacher conference like you always do.
Yep.
And the teacher said to me, well, we have a problem with Feather. I said, what kind of problem? Well, she corrects me. I said, my daughter corrects you? So, well, we were learning how to count. Starting at 1, 2, 3. Feather raised her hand and said, that's not right. And out of curiosity, the teacher asked her, why isn't it right? Because it starts 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1.
Because she knew how to wrench at 5.
And the teacher was, excuse me, you want to say that again? It goes 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1. And I explained to her, well, because I have a race car, when my wife works, Feather, she's out working on it with me, and I taught her that the fractions are how you get to 1. So you have 4 quarters to make 1, 2 halves, which is a half, which is 2 quarters. So 2 halves, because you had 4 quarters, would make 1. And then you had 3 quarters, because if you added 1 more, you get 1. So she learned her wrench sizes so she could help me in the garage. Teacher didn't tell her about quarter, half,
Right.
3/4.
She just went 1, 2, 3, 4, and Feather's like, oh,
Feather
fuck
said,
you.
no, that's not right. Which was very, very funny. And the teacher understood afterwards. She was quite impressed that Feather had the basic idea of fractions.
Yeah, well, she also, you know what, you've taught your girls some pretty intense stuff, you know. Feather was a pretty decent shot with a gun. She could wrench in a car.
Yep.
China's a pretty decent shot.
China, I just surprised the hell out of me the other day shooting, and I was quite surprised. I came home one day and Feather had her Jeep up on jack stands in my driveway. I said, "What are you doing?" She had my tools all over the driveway. She goes, "I'm replacing my U-joints." Hello? She's 22 years old.
And she's blonde, and she's beautiful.
And she's replacing her own U-joints in the driveway.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Yep.
That is a great thing.
And she didn't put my tools away. But
No, because that's because she's blonde.
that's right.
She's kind of a princess, but we love her.
Yeah, both of my girls are kind of treated like princesses because...
But they're great girls.
Thank you.
They are great girls.
Well, a lot of that comes from their mother.
Thank God.
You know, the warden, Cocky.
She's not the warden. Stop calling her that. She is the best thing that ever happened to you.
I agree, but she is
She
really...
smartened you the fuck up. She did.
She's taught the girls they're ladies.
They are ladies first.
However, don't piss Feather off.
Oh, I don't think you piss off China either. China will thump a bitch.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Heather first, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, Heather learned
China would try to talk,
reasonable.
Feather?
There's no reason. No. I'm going to just fuck you up.
Oh, it's happening. Yeah.
Game on. I'm taking
Today,
out my hoop earrings.
right now.
Yeah, hoop earrings coming out.
Yeah, that's it.
She's ready to throw down.
Oh, yeah. I'm impressed with that.
She's got a little bit of her auntie in her.
Yeah.
I love that.
The warden, or Cocky, my wife...
Please stop calling her the warden.
Oh, she loves it.
She hates it.
She probably does. But
she's not a warden. She lets you do whatever you want.
You know what? She's a dream.
She is. She's
married for 33 years.
We never thought it would last.
Oh, come on. I know how to pick them.
Oh, well, you definitely should. We just didn't think she'd want to stay with you.
Yeah,
it had nothing to do with you being with her.
I know. I'm a fortunate. I definitely married up.
Oh, well, fuck yeah.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Not at
back
all.
then, I was a good-looking guy, though.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
I don't look at you like that.
I know.
You look like Larry Bird.
I had the Robert Plant.
You had hair. A perm.
I did. I had a perm.
He had a permed mullet.
I did.
He did. He thought he was the shit.
The girls loved it.
He thought he was the shit.
Style back then.
No, that was never the style.
Mullets? Yeah, mullet was.
It was a style.
And he was a towhead blonde when he was little.
Oh, wicked blonde.
He was white blonde hair. White blonde hair.
No, I'm white, silver.
Dude, I ride that.
I hear you.
It's all good. I'm the silver fox over here. Yeah. It's all good. Huh?
That's right.
That's right. I'm your silver apple. He loves it.
Hey, you do a silver apple, then you can candy coat it red. You have a candy apple.
Fuck that. That's too much work.
Oh, no. It comes out nice.
Red is not my favorite color.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So
I've always been a green girl. So my Jeep was green and it was bad apple.
Wicked green.
It was bad apple, wasn't it?
That's true. The plate said so.
Yeah. If the plate says so, it must be
It's
true.
got to be true.
It's got to be true.
Right.
The plate says so. It's got to be true. But I loved my Jeep, but that's not my dream car.
Oh.
What's my dream car?
I know what your dream car.
78 Pinto.
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
Right? Yeah. It's got to be the Superbird.
It is.
It's got to be a Hemi Orange 440 4-speed Superbird.
You're wrong, but it is a Superbird.
Okay, so where did I go wrong?
My dream would not be Hemi Orange.
Okay. B5 Blue.
No.
Plum Crazy.
No, it didn't come in Plum Crazy.
Tour Red.
Tour Red's hot. But no, actually my
Lemon Twist Yellow.
would be green.
Sassy
lime.
Grass Green. See?
The lime.
Are you impressed?
But it would
I went
be-
right through the Mopar colors.
But it would be a Hemi.
I said Hemi. No, I said 440.
Yeah, you did. You
I
said
did say
440.
440.
It would be a Hemi, and it would be a 4-speed, pistol grip 4-speed.
Well,
with white interior.
oh, that'd be a pretty car.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I fucking think so.
All it takes
When's
to-
he gonna make an honest woman out of me? Not buy me a diamond, buy me a Superbird.
It ain't going to be a Pinto.
Nah, no. That'd be like buying someone a friggin' onyx ring and saying, here's your engagement ring. Fuck that shit.
I'll tell you, a dream car, don't ever give up on it. Just work hard and make the right decisions, and you'll have your dream car.
I'll be 80 years old like the little old lady from Pasadena.
with a super stock Dodge. But you'll have it.
Yeah, I will
It-
someday.
someday-
And I'll be driving 80 years old, driving a Superbird, and people going, what the fuck is that?
Why is she driving that? Well,
No,
you know
they
what?
won't even know
Because
what
I
it is,
can.
number one.
But by then?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They won't know what it is. They'll be like, what's that spaceship? That big hunk of... I won't be allowed to drive it because you won't be allowed to have gas come then.
Well, they're working on that.
Yeah, Governor Newsom.
California.
2035.
Yep.
No more gas-powered vehicles.
No brand new.
Right.
Right.
No more brand
But-
new car sales.
Don't give up on your dream.
Yeah.
Stuff will happen. It may take a while.
You know.
I do know. I've wanted a 1941 Willys Coupe, gasser style, since I was 14 years old.
And what do you have now?
I have a 1941 Willys Coupe gasser
Yeah, because why?
because I never gave up on my dream and
That's
I worked
right.
my ass off.
That's right.
It's
Who supported your dream?
you.
All the time, didn't I?
You told me keep your head on your dream because you'll have it
Yeah. I sent it to you all the time.
all the time.
And when you started to get down and you were starting to get frustrated,
Yep.
what did I say to you the whole time? You got this. You got this.
You'll do it.
It's your dream.
You would say, I know you'll do it. I know you'll do it. And here it is. It's
Yeah.
there. It's done. Well, it's not done.
No, but I've been for a ride and it was pretty fucking fun.
It's scary fun.
Yeah, it is.
when you're talking
I
about,
have the best video.
right?
I have a video of him taking me for a ride.
I
And
saw that video. Yeah.
There's a lot
So
of
much
horsepower in a very light car.
he has his picture in it.
Yes, you do. I got to take you for a cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
We're gonna get hyphenated.
Yeah, take him out and get him hyphenated.
We're gonna change his name to exclamation point when we're done.
45 exclamation point.
Yeah. The thing's fast. It's got a huge Chevy motor in it and all this blower on top, which is a big supercharger. It adds power. And
You know what? I'm not even going to give you shit because you said Chevy motor.
it is a Chevy motor.
I know, and I'm not going to give you shit for it.
Well, if I want to go fast, I'm going to use a Chevy motor.
Yeah, I know. That's too
It's
bad.
not going to be a Ford.
Oh, well, God, I would hope not.
It's not going to be a Mopar. Mopar. Many outrageous parts arranged ridiculously. Ain't going to happen.
Over Plymouths are racing.
My old pig ain't running.
Cheap horsepower, eventually very useless.
Chevrolet. First on race day.
That's Ford. Failed
Failed
on race day.
You know what Ford is backwards?
Fucked up old rebuilt
You know what Ford
Dodge.
is backwards? Driver returns on foot.
I like that one.
Right?
know what
You don't
Sa-
be a crowd.
Do you know what Sav is? Some
Sav?
asshole actually bought it.
Well, that makes sense.
Right?
Right? So that's crazy.
Well, then there's Pontiac, which you can't say anymore. And
That's right. There's a word in there
Yeah,
that
you
they
cannot
don't
say
they don't
anymore.
like it.
but I made up the Chevy one myself.
Yeah,
Cheap horsepower, eventually very useless.
The problem with that is useless starts with a U.
I spelled it with a Y.
Oh, is that Apple privilege?
It is.
Well, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work.
It does for me.
You're gonna have to recreate.
No, it's not gonna happen.
He's gonna have to. Hey, do you mind if I do this?
No, you can do another. He's doing another shot. He's drinking root beer McGillicuddy's.
In those.
Oh, and Seagram 7s and ginger ale. Seagram 7s and ginger ale.
Yeah.
We like to imbibe when we're doing the podcast.
This is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's kind of crazy that it's more fun than you'd think it would be, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. And then you go, oh shit, I forgot about that. Oh shit. I just wanted to say to Princess, I love you, just to hear her go, okay.
She wouldn't say I love
you
you
doesn't.
back.
She's never.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you. I tell you I love you every time I talk to you.
I know, I do too. She doesn't. I say
I'd do almost anything in the world for you.
I would do it for you.
I know.
He's rescued me. All right, I'm going to tell the story real quick. And it's not even that it's a funny story, because it's a true factual story. Last year,
Oh.
I went to go out in my car. I was out in my car on my break at work. And I was chain smoking cigarettes and listening to the radio, which is what I do. And my car just shuts off. Just shuts off. Just shuts off. Like, what the fuck? My windows are down. Like, what? Click. Nothing. Nothing. Like, holy shit. It's not doing anything. Like, what am I going to do? So, I make a phone call to my ex-husband. He's a good guy. I said, can you come down after work and jump my car? I think I might need, my battery died. Think I might need a jump. Yeah, sure, no problem. Because he worked right down the street. So he comes by. My car won't take a jump. My battery's not dead. I'm in panic mode. What do I do?
He said it was the starter.
Yeah, he's like, it's got to be your starter if it's not the battery. Maybe it's your alternator. Maybe it's a starter. I don't know. Like, great. So I taped a garbage bag over the window and left it in my parking lot and called my brother in a panic.
At about 9 o'clock.
I was like, I don't know what's wrong. And all I was calling for was, what do you think it could be?
Suggestions. Yep.
What do you think it could be? He's like, I don't know. I get up in the morning and my friend picks me up to go to work. And I don't even go out back because I'm like, why even bother? My car's broken. So I made my phone calls to my friends that are mechanics and who can come and check out my car for me. And I get a phone call. What are you doing? I'm at work. It's my brother. I'm at work. He's like, well, do you think you can come out back? I'm like, why? He goes, just go out back. I'm like, yeah, I guess. I have no idea why. So I go around the corner, out back, and there's my brother at my car. And this is 7:30 in the morning. He lives 3.5 hours away. He's got a charger attached to my battery. He goes, start your car.
I broke in.
Well, yeah, because the garbage bag was
Right.
a real hindrance.
That's what I said.
He goes, start your car. My car started right up.
What was wrong with
We took the jumpers off and it wouldn't start.
Right. It was the battery.
it? Battery.
So what does he do? Because this is how he is. He says, I'll be back. He leaves. He goes and buys me a new battery. Buys me a new battery. Replaces it in my parking lot at work.
In the rain.
Yep, in the
In
rain.
the rain.
Comes back, you're all set, kid. I'm going home. And drives the 3.5 hours back home.
That's
Without a thought.
That's what big brothers do.
But here's the thing I didn't know. The second he hung up the phone with me the night before, he looked at Cocky and said, I'm going to New Hampshire tomorrow. I gotta go rescue my little sister.
That's true.
I love Cocky.
I love Cocky too. So
and I love the fact that my son gets away with calling her Carkey.
Carkey.
Because he hates having a Boston accent.
But it's...
And he thinks that...
But the word is cocky.
Yeah, but he thinks he's
correcting it.
Right, and he doesn't want to say the wrong thing, so he's always called her Auntie Carkey.
Yep, so I just... I had that little period there that I was wild and free. And if she was good looking, I was scooping on her.
Yeah, well, you know, Princess and I told the story about the day you met Carkey.
Ah.
When Princess was
How was that walk home?
It was cold.
You eventually got a ride, though, didn't you?
No.
You ended up walking the whole way.
Yeah, Princess and I walked all 3 miles.
You probably needed it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Listen,
sure.
I told you I was
You
scooping.
know what really pissed me off? Here's
when I
the
beeped
kicker.
and waved?
No, what really pissed me off is you were the one that always had the schnapps.
I did.
And I didn't get none that year.
No, you couldn't steal none that year.
Right, I didn't get none that year. That's what really pissed me off. Princess was pissed because we had to walk.
You know, what's funny about that whole story is I did bring you and Princess to the game.
Yes, but you were supposed to bring us home.
New IROC Z28.
But you were supposed to bring us home.
That is correct.
Did you?
I had more important things to do.
No. Wait. Baby sisters got left on the bad side of town.
Potential hottie in my passenger side.
Bad side of town.
Hottie in my passenger seat.
You know, we've gone over a lot of stuff tonight, so we're going to call it a good, and we're going to say goodnight. Are you going to say goodnight, Hyphen?
Good night.
Exclamation point.
Good night.
You going to say goodnight?
Good night, everybody.
Night.
All right, make sure you hit like, comment, subscribe. We need subscribers. I don't know what y'all are afraid of. Fucking hit the button. It's not
They're
that
afraid
hard.
of ghosts and Sasquatch.
No, our brother's afraid of Sasquatch.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, say good night.
We'll get on that another night. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Hit the button. You know you want to do it. Subscribe, like, comment. If you want to email, it's badapplepodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram at applethebad.
And don't forget to buy sex toys.
Oh, yeah, from www.alleycatparties.com.
Right.
Wow, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Allie would love you.
Yeah, well, I looked up alleycat.com.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got quite the site.
Yeah, I don't need them.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't want to know what you need in your sex toy life party. I don't forget to look up Mama Rinda. She's funny as hell. And be cool like Bob Saget, because why the fuck not?